Here we go, 1.3 guide on how to start Hydroneer. So there have been a couple of things, balancing issues and so on and so forth, have been leveled out, but things basically take a little bit longer to do now. So we're going to start the game off pretty much how we did last time. We're going to stick our bucket pretty much in the middle of both sides, right near the back end of the lot. Got our trusty spade. Our pan is filled with water. We have our brush and a lantern we can only turn on when we're holding onto it. So what we're going to do is you're going to want to dig lots and lots of dirt. And I just dug in the wrong place. Right, we'll stick that one there. Right, there. Dig there, my good chap. Right. And what we're going to do is we're going to fill 20 buckets up with dirt from one hole and a spade in the middle of the lot. And you're going to take 20 buckets and hopefully you will earn 215 Hydro coins. That's what we're aiming for. So 215 Hydro coins, 20 buckets of dirt, about 10 minutes of gameplay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 20 buckets of dirt and I'll let you know how long it took me, and I will also show you how much we got, and then we can move on to step number 1. Basically starting to buy equipment for Hydroneer. Okay, bucket number 20, and like I said, 10 minutes worth of gameplay. Yeah, you can tell I've been doing this way too many times. Alright, okay, so we're going to take our bucket full of nuggets, which is mainly gold and metal, because of the working ratios that are now coming to 1.3, because they've changed. We're actually getting more metal than we are with gold. I think gold is 38%, metal is 48%, and then the rest of the percentage is mainly made up between crystals. I think it's 5% crystals now and something else. So we've got 252. Now, that was quite a lot of material for 252 coins. Now, it's anywhere between 15 and 20 buckets, depending on like your bucket load, because this game is completely random when it comes to it. So I've roughly mapped out how many buckets it takes to get this. I've done this a fair few too many times now to sort of go, yep, I know exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so you need 215 coins, really, because the things that you're going to be buying. So first off, with 215 coins, admittedly the 40 I'm going to be leaving till the next part, we need 2 pans, we need 1 bouquet, or bucket, and that joke will only make sense if you're a 90s kid and you watch like crappy television. 1 bed, because night cycle in this game sucks, but Max has made the night cycle short. He's made the days longer, so you won't get stuck so much in the night time anymore, but it's still good to have a bed because nighttime sucks. We need 5 blocks and a pickaxe. 215 coins, woo! And what I'll do is I'll show you exactly what we're doing for the next step. Basically, I'm going to put all this stuff over here first, and then I'll show you where we're going. After all the stuff we bought 2 new pans, which are now our filtering pans. Filled them with water, put them next to the water. All good. Then we have our 2 buckets, our original bucket and the one that we bought. We're going to be putting those down in the underground cave we are just about to make. And our 5 blocks and our pickaxe. Now the pickaxe is to literally dig a big hole, and we're going to make our way to the bottom of the lot and carry on digging from there. I'm going to dig a big hole. I'm going to put my staircase in, and then from there I'll show you the next point of call of what we're all up to now. Okie dokie, so this is step 2. Make big hole right to the bottom of the lot and get to the ground. The reason why you want to get down here really is because bottom layer dirt is worth more. Now you've got your 2 buckets, you've got your 2 wash pans up above, and the next amount of money you want is 334 Hydro coin. The reason why you want this much is because it'll be your first sort of like a taste of a sort of automation. You're basically aiming to make a small water pipe that you can drip feed into this cave so you can mine faster and a lot more at the same time. The reason why we're going to be doing 2 buckets full of dirt each time is because you're only going to need about 10 buckets of dirt for this next part, which isn't too bad. Basically, because you're earning more money from the bottom, you don't have to do as much work. We're still going to be doing we're still going to be doing enough buckets, but we're only doing 10 instead of 20 now. That's the difference between top level dirt and bottom level dirt. On the top, we had to do 20 buckets just to get ourselves to this point. On the bottom, we only need to do about 10 buckets. So I'm going to do 10 now, and then I'll show you how much money you should get after that. Also, the reason why we have a spare wash pan is because we're now going to be collecting on 2 buckets of stuff. So we put all of our gold and metal into all one bucket whilst we're washing and messing around over here with these 2. Okay, so these are buckets number 9 and 10. So this is my 5th trip. Okay, hopefully we'll have enough. I am actually hoping, because if not, it means I have to do an extra bucket, and I don't really want to. So I'm hoping, I really am hoping, that this is the last one. So we'll just leave the buckets up here, because if I've got enough, then we're not going to need these anymore. We shall see. Okay, we'll take our golden metal and whatever else we found, and we'll put it up in the jewelers. So hopefully we'll have enough. We are looking at 334 coins at the jewelers, and we've got 341. Ah, yes. So, like I said, 5 trips, so that's 10 buckets of bottom soil, and it's all good. So in all, we've got 381 coins, roughly. So this is next step. What we need to do is we need to buy 1 improved shovel, 1 intake pipe, and 10 straight pipes. We don't need anything else, and if you want to get off this level faster, then you won't worry about automation until a little bit later on. So first off, we need 1 shovel. Next, we need an intake pipe and 10 straight pipes. This is all you need, just 10 of these. And what I'll do is I will set all this up, and I'll show you the next step. What we need to do is we need to dig a hole. Now, the reason why I built a 10 pipe access and the intake pipe is that is basically going to be our automated water farm. So we're going to dig a hole straight down to bedrock from this point. You really want to aim for the first sort of like block height of dirt. So anything higher than this is sort of okay, but it's not great. And the best way to do that is just to basically stand straight and then draw a semicircle in the dirt where you're standing. And anything below that line is dirt that you're going to start mining out. Okay? And you can do this as far back as you want. It's always best to do it in stages. So as you're digging, you can do this over and over and over. What I'll do is I'll show you this with my lantern. And as you can see, so we've got this layer here. This shelf is all the dirt that we're going to take, and we're going to do that all the way through this lot until we've earned enough money, which is all good. What I'll do is I'll put my lantern here because it doesn't get water damage. We're okay. So you need, for the next step, 577 coins. Now I think I make this a little bit more expensive. It's 580 something, and the reason why is because we now need to buy a couple of crucibles as well, but we need to get the right amount so we can buy all the tools in one go. So you're going to stand here and you're going to shovel straight into the bucket now and brush. Anything you get out of this, bring your bucket a little bit closer, take the gems out of here and put them in the wash pan. Anything that goes in this wash pan you are selling. You need to do this until you've got 500 and sort of like, I'd say 600 now, to be honest. So you're going to do this until you've got 600 coins. And it's going to take you between 15 and 20 shovelfuls, depending on how like nice the game is to you. And you're just going to do this until you've done it 15 to 20 times. I'm going to do it for 20 times. And I'm going to show you how much money we've got. And then I'm going to show you what you need to spend your next amount of money on. Because the next lot, you're going to be down here for a really long time. So, yeah, I'll get back to you in just a minute. Okay, so this is bucket number 20, I'm pretty sure. If I've gone over, then it'll be much more than I expect. I think I started losing count just because I wasn't really paying attention, but I'm pretty sure I've done about 20. So if I have done more, I apologise, but you are looking between sort of 10 and 20 buckets. I said I would do 20. I'm sure I've done about 20. But yeah, so you need this amount because you need a certain amount to buy the next lot of equipment. And from there, it's going to get... You've got a really long grind coming up. Let's put it that way. Oh yeah, we did way more than that. Right, okay, cool. So, we got 800. So what may have happened there is the balancing may have changed a bit. I might actually got a bit more than what I thought I would actually get. So yeah, aim for 20 buckets. All right, unless I did more than that. I can't remember. Okay, so what you need to do now is you need to buy 2 boxes. This is like the next step, and unfortunately this step is going to take the longest to go from this point to where you really want to go. And unfortunately where you want to go is to the next lot. Now I'll do a breakdown of how much things actually cost, and we'll go from there basically. But first off, you need 2 boxes, 2 furnaces, 3 crucibles. We need 1 mold, we need a grinding wheel, one of these little bad boys, and we need a hammer, Thor's hammer, the smelting hammer. There you go, an anvil. So 595. I thought I said it was about 600. So So yeah, you needed 2 boxes, 2 furnaces, 1 anvil, 2 crucibles, but 3 crucibles now, 1 mould, 1 grinding wheel, and a hammer. Alright, so basically on top of the cost that it's going to get you to move lots, as said, 970, 1,200 or 6,600. Another thing you have to factor into is how much you're going to be spending on your next section. Now your next section is going to be pretty much fully automated. Well, 85% automated, let's put it this way. You still have to smelt stuff because there is no way of automating at this sort of stage in the game. You do have to save up a little bit to get like the brand new stuff that they've put into the game. So this is the next step. So the next step is basically 1 ram drill, 1 harvester, 5 conveyor belts, 4 sorters, 2 T-pipes, 1 water valve, 10 pipes because you've already got 10, 4 filters, 6 elbow pipes, 3 windows, 4 angled sheets, 1 furnace, 1 crucible, and 4 corks. Alright, now all in all that will total 5,196. Now if you're aiming for the big lot, which is the one I go to every single time, you're looking at 11,796 gold, or hydro coins. So the grind is real. Okay, so all of this is going to get you that, but it's going to take you about an hour and a half to maybe 2 hours, depending on how fast you are at digging. That's the downside. So yeah, I'm gonna set this up for you now. You're going to see my setup, and then I'm going to dig for the same amount of time as you guys will be. Okay, so this is the almost final step of this guide. This is what you need down here, guys, and I'm going to have to put my lantern up and show you this. So, okay, so welcome to the underground layer. This is where my 2 furnaces are. One's going to be gold, one's going to be for metal. We have our grinding disc because we're going to find gems down here, and we've got our anvil so we can make stuff down here. Now, a brand new thing for the anvil, actually, is, if they've still got it down here, this. So, Max added in the fact that we can just make bracelets. Now, bracelets aren't worth a massive amount, but it only does need 1 gold bar. So if you are sort of hard up for money at some point, you can just make 1 gold bar and make a bracelet. It's not worth as much as a ring or a necklace, but it's a good way of making a quick bit of cash. But we're going to be mainly looking at making the biggest things. So we need like 3 bars for a sword, 2 bars for a necklace, and then we need some gems as well. So we've got our gold and silver, well, gold and metal. We're going to be putting that in there. We've got crystals going into this crucible because when we move, we're going to want some batteries, which are basically the shard blocks. So we're going to forge that when we finish down here. And then we've got 1 pan for gems, so like rubies, sapphires, emeralds. And the other one is for, if we do find any, it's for Cloutium, which is a brand new element you can use in this game. But you use it on a bit more of the later game when you can make your own pipes, but that's something you do a little bit later on in this game. For now, we're going to be down here digging out any layer of dirt that's underneath that like scorch mark that I put in. Anything under that is all going to be stuff we're going to dig out, and we're aiming for a specific amount of money. Now, for my guide personally, I will be aiming for 11,900, so I'm going to be aiming for 12 grand in total. You guys can aim for whatever you need, but as said, if you want the first lot, it costs you 970, plus you need the 6 grand to basically start. And it's the same for any other lot. So if you go for 1,200, which is the second size lot, you still need 6 grand to start. But then, depending on what you're looking for, is depending on how long you're going to go for down here. I'm going to be digging out as much as I can, and I'm going to be aiming for a specific amount of money. When I've got said specific amount of money, you'll see that in the next section of this guide. Righty Koki. So I've been digging for about 55 minutes now. The reason why I'm sort of giving you an update is because I want to see how much I've earned within this amount of time. So what I've done is I made 1 bar of gold. It doesn't have to be too much as long as it's a full bar of gold. And I did the same with 2 metal bars as well. Made 2 little metal bars, just enough so that I can basically get a sword out of it. The reason why I'm looking for the sword is because normally the sword is worth the most money between the axe and the dagger and the sword itself. So what I've done is I made 2 smaller bars. Well, these aren't worth that much anyway. And then what I did was basically just filled the crucible up until I had made a 3rd bar. And the 3rd bar is this one's going to be the most expensive. But you put all 3 together and you get yourself a sword. So it doesn't matter how much these 2 are worth. It just matters how much they're all worth as a conglomerate. This, as it's the biggest bar, is going to be the one that's going to basically bring the money up. But it doesn't actually matter at this point because, well, it doesn't matter. So we're going to make a big sword. And then we're going to make a piece of jewellery. We're going to go for a Mr. T necklace. I did the same with the necklace as well. Okay, here we are at the exchange at the top of the hill. And the sword, the sword's price is down. It's down to 50. So that's worth 4,212. So what I need to do is go and check to see how much this is worth at the jeweller's first, just to see which one's worth the most. That's not bad. Okay, 4,300. We'll take that. That's not bad, you know. 4,300 for now. That's an hour's worth of metal. Okay, now we're back down in the pit. Okay, so the top bar is the smaller one, which I basically just filled the cauldron up a little bit and then entered it out and it came up. And the one at the bottom is the one I've been basically building up for the last sort of 40 odd minutes or so. So we'll take the biggest gem we got, which is this puny little sapphire, and yeah, we'll try and make oh no, we're gonna make a Mr. T necklace, aren't we? And there, special. Okay, cool. Where's my hammer? There's my hammer. Boom. Oh, I was gonna say don't die. Don't fall apart. Don't disappear. We need you. I don't want to sit here for another hour. So the jeweller's buying this off me for 6,152. Go and see what the exchange can give me. I don't know. Can we actually sell these to the exchange? Here we can. 6,200. So we'll take that. Right. How much are we short? I think we're only short by like 2 grand. We've got 10,000. We almost did 11 grand in 1 hour. Give me a sweet set. We got a couple of bits of cloutium as well. So the orange stuff is cloutium. Basically, it's the new element that you're going to be using for making pipes a little bit later on when you go through the experience bar. Oh, 1,079. I did it within an hour. Oh my god, that's so good. Right, okay, cool. I said it would take you around 2 hours to move off the first tutorial lot. Okay, so that was me estimating with the new sort of the way that we are at the moment with 1.3. So with all this in mind, I have made, oh no, 11,995. I needed 11,796, so I've done it by 200, and I did that within an hour and a half. Okay, so from the start to this point, I've done it within an hour and a half. You guys can do this too. You just have to sort of really knuckle down. And when I say knuckle down, I mean we've gone through about half of the lot. All of this line here. So we started about here where this dip is. So all of that dirt within 1 hour. If you can do that as well, you'll have this amount of money. Well, you should have around this amount of money. So I dug for an hour straight in that one hole, no moving, just digging. And that doesn't allow for time that I used for going off and going to the toilet. But what I'm saying is that within an hour of like getting all the equipment to this point here, I now have enough money to move lots, and that's where we're going to go now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tidy everything up, whack everything onto the back of the tractor, and I will show you where we're going, and then yeah, we're on to showing you the full automation of a trainee Hydroneer.